The Vanishing Man. It started with a knock at the door, 3 sharp raps echoing through the empty house. I froze. It was nearly midnight, too late for anyone to be visiting. I stood there for a moment, heart pounding, wondering if I should pretend I wasn't home. But the knocking came again, harder this time. I peeked through the peephole. A man stood on the porch, tall and thin, wearing a dark suit that looked about 50 years out of date. His skin was pale, almost gray, and his eyes were completely black. No whites, no irises, just black. I knew I shouldn't open the door. Every instinct screamed at me to walk away, but my hand moved to the lock before I could stop myself. My fingers trembled as I pulled the door open a crack. "Sorry to bother you," he said, his voice low and flat. "My car broke down the road. Could I use your phone?" I hesitated. There was something off about him, the way his mouth didn't quite match the movement of his words. My gut was telling me to say no, but he just stood there, waiting, and I didn't want to seem rude. Yeah, sure," I said. I stepped back and handed him my phone. He smiled, thin and cold, and started dialing, but there was no sound, no ringing, just silence. "Who are you calling?" I asked. "My sister," he said. His smile widened, showing too many teeth. "He's expecting me." I took a step back, feeling the chill in the air deepen. "What's her name?" The man's smile twitched. "I don't know yet." My stomach flipped. I wanted to grab my phone back, but he turned and started walking toward the hallway. "Hey, where are you going?" I called after him. He didn't answer. He just kept walking. I followed him down the hall, my hands shaking. The hallway felt darker than usual, like the shadows were stretching unnaturally. He stopped in front of the door to the guest room. I watched as he reached for the handle and opened it, but there was no room on the other side. Just darkness, a void, a blackness so deep it seemed to swallow the light. "You shouldn't have let me in," he said softly. Suddenly my phone buzzed in my hand. I glanced down, a new message. "Don't let him in." My breath hitched. My heart was racing so hard it hurt. I looked up, but he was gone. The hallway was empty. The door was closed. I rushed forward and yanked it open, but there was nothing, just a wall, no room, no man. I stumbled back, heart hammering against my chest. My phone buzzed again, but when I checked it, the message was gone. And then I heard it. 3 sharp knocks at the door, and a voice from the hallway. "Let me in."